All right, what do I do when I do not feel good enough? Let's go, baby. I like this one. And so, not feeling good enough. I hope that makes a blooper reel. Is that making the blooper reel? Or am I kidding? I edit my own videos. Of course, that's making the fucking blooper reel.
That means I'm moving. I made a few mistakes, but I'm improving. I'm human, but I've been making daily resolutions. I got to. You might do it different, but I'm not you.
Hey, Mark.
I'm self-made.
Hey,
I'm
Mark.
doing things that I
Mark.
was never taught.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, what's up? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Hey Mark, the podcast where I market to have open and authentic conversations about things like mental health, self-development, self-improvement, the things that maybe are stigmatized, that don't come up on a daily basis, things that might be difficult to talk about. And yeah, I just want to start these conversations. The reason I do want to start these conversations is because, essentially I want you to listen to this and understand that no matter what you are going through, no matter what things you got running around in your head, whatever problems or struggles you're dealing with in your life, no matter what it is, you understand that you're not alone and life can and will get better for you. And so, like I said, welcome to the show. And we're just going to jump right into it today. Sometimes I sit here and I just rant to my phone like a little weird, awkward dude. And sometimes I sit down with people on my couch or on Zoom and have some, long form, drawn out interviews. And, as much as I like doing that, it's super fun. And I kind of enjoy that type of conversation. I always think it's a little bit fun as well for you guys to send in your clips. Send in, a little clip of you asking a question, telling me a small little win you have in your life, maybe a struggle that you're going through right now, or just some tips for other people as well that might be struggling. And I'd like to give my 2 cents. And so we call that What Would Mark Do? And that's exactly what we're going to do today. So, without further ado, let's roll this clip and I'll give you my 2 cents.
So I want to know, how do you deal with feelings of not feeling good enough?
All right, what do I do when I do not feel good enough? Let's go, baby. I like this one. And so, not feeling good enough. I hope that makes a blooper reel. Is that making the blooper reel? Or am I kidding? I edit my own videos. Of course, that's making the fucking blooper reel. I don't even remember what I was saying. So what do I do when I don't feel good enough? And so I just did an episode last week on, expectations and standards that you set for yourself. And so to some degree, that is kind of a relatable thing. I think in terms of, sometimes we don't feel good enough because of the way we think that we should be, or the way that we think we should be behaving, or some habits that we should or shouldn't have in our lives. And so if that's kind of more what you're thinking about, I think that maybe going back and listening to last week's episode on expectations and standards you set for yourself, I think that's probably a really good idea. But the other side of not feeling good enough is not feeling good enough because of what other people might think and what other people, how they might treat you or how they might perceive you, right? And as easy as it would be, and as much as I love to say, and I commonly do say, it doesn't really matter what other people think of you, because it fucking doesn't. It sometimes does. And it sometimes does just because of the way that we want to feel. And let's try and give something constructive, something actionable, because the real answer is don't fucking give a shit what other people think. Other people's opinions of you aren't going to matter, especially when you blow right past them. You end up winning way more than them. You have all the things that they say that you don't have, and then it's completely undeniable. So it's kind of like, that's why I say you shouldn't give a fuck what people think about you. But especially in today's world where, if you want to be successful, if you're an entrepreneur, or if you want to be successful even at work, you have to get along with people. You have to cooperate with people. You have to, unfortunately, worry about what they think. You have to worry about keeping them happy a lot of the time, especially if you want things to go, drama-free, stress-free, which is exactly what I like. At the end of the day, look, not everyone's gonna fucking like you, and not everyone should like you, because not everyone's the same, and we all like different things. And so, if everyone was even just okay with you being around, you're probably not even being yourself, because it means you're not, standing for anything. Once you start to, have a little bit more character and you diversify yourself and you have your own identity, there's going to be a group of people that do like that. There's going to be a group of people that are kind of indifferent about it. And there's going to be a group of people that don't like you. And so always wanting to be liked by other people isn't always the best way to feel good enough. The best way I can think of to feel good enough is to understand that you provide value. When you know that you add value to this world, like the world is a better place with you in it, that's the best way, I think, to feel good enough. And so what does that look like? Maybe it's not being a fucking people pleaser and making everybody happy around you, because God knows that's fucking impossible and you should too. But maybe that is just, the people that do like you or the people that are a little bit indifferent about you, maybe it's just making their lives better. Maybe it's improving their lives on a daily basis, a weekly basis, or maybe just a one-time thing. That's going to be something that if you can do consistently, not just to the same person, but maybe to different people every single day, or maybe it is the same person every single day. But if you could do that consistently, I really don't see a reason, and maybe you could educate me on this if you're out there and you're disagreeing with me. I really don't see a reason why you should not feel good enough if you're adding value to the world every single day. If you're literally making the people around you, if you're making their lives better on a daily or even a weekly or a monthly, like if you just do it once a month, I can hardly see why someone would not feel good enough if they understand and can see evidence of the fact that they literally make a positive impact in the world, that they make the world a better place. And so there's a lot of other reasons why you might be depressed. There's a lot of other reasons why you might be struggling mentally. But I think that if you're adding value to the world or your community or the people around you, I really don't see a way that you could not feel good enough, specifically. And so what does that look like? Does that mean we have to buy everybody gifts and, take them out for lunch or take them out for dinners or, replace the tires on their car, whatever it could be? No, obviously, right? Obviously, sometimes just doing something for somebody else can be as little as lending an ear to them, listening in, like you're doing right now to me, or spending some time with them, or maybe just flashing a smile at somebody as you walk down the street, complimenting them, or giving them something that you might have a little bit of extra of. Say you bought a little bit extra groceries, maybe knock on a random neighbor's door and try and give them some groceries. Maybe they might get mad at you and call you creepy, but maybe you might just start a new relationship. You might just start a new friendship, right? Or you might just make someone laugh and kind of smile, and you'll make their day even if they don't take their veggies, right? But I think that's kind of the best answer in terms of not feeling good enough. I think that once we stop this whole concept or the idea that, what could I add to myself to make myself feel better? I think that once we flip that around and we start to think, what could I add for somebody else, or what could I add to my community? What could I add to the space around me, or what could I add to the people? Yeah, the people around me. Like, I think that once we start asking ourselves that question, then we start to feel good enough. Because even though it's not always easy to do things for other people, it's always way more rewarding. Even if it doesn't feel like it at the time. Sometimes it's more important to just do the right thing or do something extra for somebody else, just so that 2 years from now you could reflect back and say, you know what, that is the type of guy that I am, or the type of girl, or whatever. And, that's the type of person that I am, and I'm proud of that. And, if you do that enough times, like I said before, I feel like it's impossible to not feel good enough, right? And so maybe I'm 100% wrong on that one. You guys are going to have to reach out to me on that. But I hope that helps you out in terms of maybe changing your perspective or giving you a new one. And I hope at the very least this episode entertained you. So if it did, feel free to refer it to a friend, maybe someone that's struggling with the same problem, or just support by, leaving a review on Apple Podcasts, leaving a comment, leaving a like if this is on YouTube or on Instagram. And that's pretty much all I got. So thank you so much for listening to this. Thank you so much for watching, for showing some love and support. That's all I got today. Much love and peace out, baby.